What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MLG Studios here in New York City. Of course, you're watching WCS America. We're covering the qualifier tournament to find out which 8 players are going to be placed into, again, the Premier League of WCS America. So far, we found out that Alicia has done it. Well played against Revival, taking him out 2-0. But now, we have a very exciting match on our hands. It's going to be Demuslim against Jaedong.
Of course, the EG versus EG duel there. EG's Demuslim, British origin, but of course lives in the United States, playing in their house. He's a very, very good player. He hasn't really had too many big tournament results. Of course, last year he did get second in the WCS UK. But really, he's been training a lot in the United States. A lot of people remark on how well he's done on the ladder.
Yes.
And WCS is going to be his test of can he put those skills to use in a major tournament.
Of course, going up against Demuslim is going to be Jaedong, his teammate. Of course, Jaedong, I think one of 2 players to go from a Kespa team to a non-Kespa team. And
since they've come out in Starcraft 2.
Exactly, right.
Yes.
So, Jaedong, honestly, everyone knows this guy. He is a Brood War legend, having some very strong results in StarCraft 2. Again, playing for EGTL in the Pro League over there in Korea. Would definitely love a spot in, again, the Premier League of WCS America. So we're going to find out. Jaedong versus Demuslim. It's going to be EG versus EG. And an interesting little note here. There's 3 EG left in this this little quadrant. So among these 3 Evil Geniuses players...
Oh, Revive? Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
One of these Evil Geniuses players will qualify for the Premier League. So
It could have been 2, but Alicia.
Yeah.
Alicia had to take one of those spots.
Well, yes. Well, if Alicia had lost,
Then
it would still be, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, we're going to find out what happens. Game 1, Jaedong, Demuslim. Let's do it. It's going to be on David.
Of course, Daybreak is a old classic map. One of the characteristics of this map is a long rush distance. Also, the fact that it's pretty much left side versus right side. If you want to cross the map, you have to go through a couple different choke options. Very easy to really defend your side of the map on Daybreak.
Here we are in game number 1 of this best of 3 to determine who's going to advance on in the loser bracket to play Revival for a spot in the Premier League of WCS America. In the top right-hand location, we got the blue Terran player from Team Evil Geniuses.
Got the little muscle icon next to the command center.
I like it.
That's because he's been really working out his arms after his arm injury. Doesn't want to, of course, he did have an elbow injury. For these guys who don't know, so he broke his arm.
That's a great point.
Several times. So having the muscly arm next to his command center will hopefully prevent any unfortunate circumstances happening to him in the future.
Of course, this is Demuslim, the Englishman. He has a very charming accent and demeanor. Another guy I've had the pleasure to have been able to meet. His opponent in the bottom left-hand location. Also on Team Evil Geniuses, coming from Kespa Team 8 to join Team EG. He is Jaedong. Of course, Jaedong has had a interesting run in this qualifier. Of course, he actually lost to Quasar in, I think it was winners round 4. So he's been, again, trucking along the loser bracket and finally comes up to meet his teammate, Demuslim. So we'll have to see what happens here. TVZ on Daybreak.
Jaedong going for that command or hatchery first, excuse me. Demuslim going for what I would say has become the most standard TVZ opening, which is that Reaper. Sometimes they proxy to barracks, but just as often, you don't proxy to barracks. You just get 1 or 2 Reapers, and of course you follow up with a command center, and then a factory and a reactor to bulk that Reaper control with the Hellions, so that even once the Zerglings get speed, the Hellions can really help deal with them in conjunction with the Reapers.
We actually had the opportunity to cast some of the Muslim matches on Saturday and Sunday, and we saw some TVZs, and we saw he liked to do to get those early Reapers out, and then follow it up, of course, with that expansion, and then getting some Hellions on the field to result in this composition of like 4 to 6 Hellions and then 2 Reapers. Of course, it's very important when you're doing this to keep those initial 2 Reapers alive. Their job, I dare say they might have one job would be to, get some drone kills. That'd be great. And of course, scouting is very important as well. And then finally having a role in the follow-up pressure, the follow-up contain potential there with the Hellions. So we'll have to see if Demuslim decides to go for that.
Ooh,
Wow, getting one drone kill already.
Yes. And knowing the gas timing is very important as well. He actually saw the exact moment that speed started to be researched inside that spawning pool, which is, I would say that's the most important job of the Reaper, is to figure out the gas timing so he knows when he needs to retreat, when speedings are a threat. As well as, once you combine the Reapers with the Hellions, what the Reapers do really well is you put them slightly in front of the Hellions, and their goal is to tank all the Queen shots, because of course they'll regenerate that life, which allows the Hellions to continue their damage.
Don't want to lose a Reaper.
Very good control by Demuslim, though, not losing any Reaper and getting a lot of damage output on those Zerglings. Of course, that means next time he comes in, those guys will be much, much easier to kill.
We got, again, the follow-up we were expecting. There's the third command center going very fast for that third command center. Hellion is going to be transferred over to this reactor, enabling Demuslim to make 2 Hellions at a time. Only 1 gas at this point, so not really prioritizing the tech right now. Instead, prioritizing the economy. 2 Reapers still trying to be annoying. Up to 2 kills total, units lost. Makes sense, too. That's a drone and a lone Zergling. So there is going to be one of these Zerglings without his brother, who popped out of the egg with him. But, Demuslim is going to be happy. It's not like he has a ridiculous advantage at this point. Jaedong doing a very solid job dealing with that Reaper harass.
Definitely. Notice how Demuslim retreats with the Reapers because he knows the exact time that speed is available on those Zerglings. Wants to make sure he can't get caught. Do not want to have those Reapers surrounded. Yes, they lose some value as the game goes on. They're not quite as effective in the mid-game, but you still want to keep them alive. They're very useful to, like I said, to tank some damage for the Hellions, and as well as just provide a little bit of extra firepower and scouting throughout the game.
All right, now we're seeing Demuslim get to that Hellion count up to 4, and now he's going to start pushing out, going to feel safe. But something you have to be aware of is a potential counterattack. You don't know if any scariness is going to happen. So sending a Hellion over here to the right-hand side to make sure nothing is lurking, nothing is waiting. And now he's going to proceed across the map. Some Terran players elect to be a little bit more defensive with these units, but we see Demuslim going to be pushing out. Might go peek at that third base, and again, try to prevent the creep from spreading too far. Keep himself some map control. Maybe, if he's lucky, get a Queen kill.
There's one thing that can be said of Demuslim. He's definitely not a defensive player typically, and he's showing that right now, heading straight off for round 2 of the little bit of a harassment force, going for that third base.
Yep.
Third base is still not yet finished, and yes, Reapers and Hellions don't really kill hatcheries that fast, but if Jaedong doesn't do something, eventually it'll take it down. But Demuslim's not happy to poke at that, and he wants to get some actual kills.
Peeking into the natural expansion and taking some shots at the Queen. Sees a lot of Speedlings though. Jaedong going with the flank with the Speedlings to go for the sandwich. If Demuslim loses, these units are terrible. Oh, what a great surround here from Jaedong, tracking down every single Hellion. Yes, every single Hellion, and of course both Reapers. Great play there from Jaedong.
Brilliant move there. Demuslim had no idea that flank was coming, really got caught off guard. Jaedong is now as a commanding supply lead because of that. He has map control. He can be content to produce. Oh, nice little Widowmine hit there. But he can be content to produce drones non-stop.
Oh, that was so cool.
These Zerglings being corralled left and right, of course. Jaedong's not really trying to kill Demuslim with that. He was just trying to scout, see if there's any follow-up, make sure there's no third base from Demuslim. And with his map control, he basically, I think he can just do nothing but drones until
he's a happy man.
Yeah.
He's a happy man.
Very happy.
Units lost should be the easy thing to look at. 800 resources to 475. Such an instrumental pick-off there.
It is. It's almost even worse than that as well, because it's not just Demuslim lost a lot more than Jaedong. It's that those Reapers and Hellions are supposed to be very cost efficient. They're supposed to cause a lot of damage to the Zerg, really slow down the Zerg's ability to drone up. And because he can't do that, it's not just Demuslim losing extra resources, it's that Jaedong gaining a lot of extra resources from being able to build those drones a little bit faster than normal. Nice use of the Widowmines there to clear that Overlord without having to risk Marines. Of course, if he'd sent Marines out to kill that, the Speedlings would have had something to say. Oh, Widowmine's being taken out there, though, by Overseer Speedling combo.
Nice. Nice move there from Jaedong. Of course, going to proceed into the natural. The Widowmine's trying to scurry away. Demuslim going into a heavy bio composition here. 1-1 is about halfway complete. Stim about to finish. Has plenty of barracks. 2 more in production and armory. Placed down in good time so we can continue with those upgrades. Meanwhile, we see a Spire just now finishing here from Jaedong. Of course, this is Jaedong. Not too surprised to see him going for the Mutalisk play. Starting up the +1 flyer attacks and making 5 mutas right away. Also has all of his gases saturated to try to secure that 4th base. And we'll see how much damage he can get done with these mutas. Going to try to potentially keep this third from getting down easy and continue to send those lings in to take care of some Widow Mines.
Yeah, nice moves by Jaedong. They're losing 3 leans in total for a single Widow Mine. That's a great trade for him. Demuslim starting to add Hellbats into his composition. I've noticed that Demuslim actually favors Hellbats over Widow Mines in this matchup, and I actually like that. It's good to have some Widow Mines, just so the Zerg can't send in all their Banelings in one giant clump. But I think the Hellbats are invaluable as well at just helping to kill the Speedlings and the Banelings as well.
All right, Muta's going straight to the main base. There is 1 turret, actually 2 turrets in middle line, so Demuslim definitely has an idea that this is happening. A little bit surprised to not see a Widow Mine here on the border of Demuslim's base. Of course, you have to be careful because the Mutas come with an Overseer. It can be doable to try to isolate that Widow Mine and take it out. But Demuslim pulling some Marines back. Ooh. Taking down 1 Muta. Nice pick off there.
A little bit of a mis-rally by Jaedong there. That's an uncharacteristic step up. Of course, it's a very minor mistake, but Jaedong known for his perfection at micro more than anything. Oh, a little speeding run by the third base. 1 speeding gets through, and that guy's actually doing some good work. Gets 1 SCV before he's taken out.
All right, behind this, we're seeing Baneling speed underway. Jaedong making plenty of units. Income tab shows 82 Harvesters on the field for Jaedong to the 66 of Demuslim. Muta's still trying to poke into the main base. Trying to target down a reactor, but uh-oh. 2 Mutas taken down there, and Jaedong down to 3 Mutas, which is interesting considering he has that +1 flyer. Oh, here comes a big attack into the third.
He's definitely going to be looking to kill a lot of SCVs here. He's coming in here. A big Widow Mine explosion.
Oh, gonna back up. Demuslim has too much. Stimming back with the Marines, and the Banelings are gonna have to retreat. Maybe come back another day, but Demuslim not letting him leave. Taking down the Overseer. Don't want to overextend though. Let's see what Jaedong has lurking in the darkness. No, I don't see any additional Banelings. So Demuslim doing a great job shoving off that aggression.
Very, very nice win for Demuslim. One thing he's got to be careful of moving forward is he only has 3 medevacs. That's not, oh no, 4. That's still not quite, 5, actually, never mind. More medevacs come out of nowhere. I was a little worried Demuslim wouldn't keep the mobility and healing as he pushes forward, but he's got plenty of medevacs. Pretty much just Marines with 6 Hellbats to execute him. A nice little counterattack here by Jaedong.
There's a Widow Mine back there, but it's a little
Marines
bit too far back. Oh, great
Hey,
shot there from the Widow Mine, and the Marines listening to Mr. Axel as they hurry up and get into that bunker. Demuslim going to defend that, and he's still going to be aggressive up the front. Jaedong has Mutas here, his Banelings, he has Lings. He has units being sent on the bottom side of the map that could be used for a flank. We'll keep an eye on that. Demuslim gradually splitting up his units, showing a lot of aggression towards his 4th base, but here's that flank we were talking about, but a lot of Marines, some Hellbats there as well, and Jaedong's going to have to back away. Demuslim with a great push here.
He really is. The Hellbat stopped that flank, cold in his tracks. Jaedong trying to find an answer. Demuslim with a great unit spread, preemptive splitting to stop Baneling connections. Jaedong again trying to set up for a flank, but will Demuslim have the correct resources to stop this?
He's up 192 to 174 in supply. He's happy to trade at this point. Killing the 4th of his Widow, but here's a Ling counterattack into that 3rd base. Widow Mine getting a great shot off 2 Marines, gonna screw into that bunker, but no, the bunker is gonna get detonated and destroyed by those Banelings, but here come the reinforcements from Demuslim, and that should be enough to clean up these Lings. And having taken out this 4th base, however, oh, Banelings coming in trying to explode into these Marines. Are they gonna get picked up? No, there's Mutas up ahead. Medevacs stuttering a little bit to try to heal up some of those bio units. But Demuslim, I think, is doing a great job, all things considered. He
really is. I mean, Jaedong eventually held that attack, but not before the 4th was that, and Demuslim has so many more forces spewing in here. He kept all the medevacs alive. A lot of Hellbats and Marines crossing the map. Demuslim's 3rd is a little bit bruised. 4 more Banelings rolling in.
4 Banelings.
There's actually not that much for them to kill, though.
There's a battle going on in the middle that I want to go look at. Of course, we're not going to see those Banelings, but the Marines and Hellbats coming forward here. Demuslim up 163 to 140 in supply. Muta is trying to find things to kill, but Jaedong is just running so low on units.
He really is. Losing that 4th base was a big blow to him. Some more Banelings being morphed here. If he can get the magical connections, maybe that's enough. The Hellbats are pretty clumped. A little bit of splitting from Demuslim, but I think he's got to be careful as he goes into choke point. Banelings trying to find a proper angle to engage. Jaedong, I don't know if he has one.
Demuslim wants this 3rd dead, but here come the Banelings and the Ling. Demuslim with brilliant splitting away from the Ling. Now he's going to converge and target down the Mutas. Goodbye, Hatchery. Demuslim now up 172 to 122. Jaedong running out of options, trying the counterattacks, trying to converge onto Demuslim with those Banelings, but one does not simply because Demuslim will just split up his bio. and stray away from those connections, and Demuslim looking great in game 1.
Muta's flying around in the middle of the map, trying to find reinforcements, but Demuslim intelligently waiting for it before he moves out. Demuslim taking game number 1 from the Tyrant from Korea, E.G. Jaedong. A great win for him there.
And that was a game that started with Jaedong pulling a brilliant flank onto those Reapers and Hellions, taking out the Reapers and Hellions, presumably giving himself a nice little cushion in the game. He's got to be feeling great about that, but then just not able to get much done with the Mutas, and Demuslim just incorporating those Hellbats. It's really cool to see those, and we saw how cost-efficient they were.
They were very, very cost-efficient. Jaedong seemed slightly lost against that composition. He kept trying to poke in and out of that bio army, which is really what you want to do against Widow Mines, force him to detonate and then move in for the big attack. But against the Hellbat Marine composition, when he pokes in and out, the Hellbats keep doing big damage output. And then when he tries to go for that massive flank, it's not like versus Widow Mines where they're deactivated. Those Hellbats are still there and ready to just roast up all those speedlings.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the units lost tab at the end of that game. 17,820 for Jaedong to the 8,337 from Demuslim.
That's more than a 2-to-1 ratio.
Is the definition of cost efficiency. Great game there from Demuslim. He's 1 win away from advancing 1 step further in the lower bracket to play Revival. But it's Jaedong. He's not one to give up. Can Jaedong win 2 in a row to keep himself alive in this WCS America Premier Division qualifier? We'll find out in game 2. Don't go anywhere.